And then he turned to me and like, isn't that bribery?
Yep. I think it's bribery.
Okay, so why do you think it's bribery?
Because bribery is when you convince someone to do something by giving them some of your stuff.
Hello everyone, how you doing? So if you're new here to my channel, you're very welcome. My name is Akwe and I'm really excited that you're here today. Where have you been? There's always something to bless you every Wednesday, and today I've got my wonderful son with me here today. So it's gonna be like a very exciting video. We've got something to talk about, or I've got something to ask him, to be honest, and we're gonna go from there. And for everyone of you that have with me on this journey, thank you all so much. I really appreciate every one of you. Thank you. Right, so the other day I was cooking in the kitchen. My son was there. Were you eating or were you doing?
I was eating chicken.
Yeah, eating. Oh, you're eating chicken. And I just had this in my spirit to teach him about like making a vow. Because there's something we're praying for him as a family. And I just thought in my head, like, well, how can I teach him like to make a vow, how to make a vow to God as we're praying for this thing? So I told him, I'm like, oh, do you know that you can actually make a vow? And it was like, do you know, like you have X amount of money, you can decide to give some part of the money to God, and just say things like, oh God, if you answer my prayer, I'll give you this amount of money. It could be anything really, but I was using money as an example. And then he turned to me and like, isn't that bribery?
Yep. I think it's bribery.
Okay, so why do you think it's bribery?
Because bribery is when you convince someone to do something by giving them some of your stuff.
Very good. To be honest, I was really impressed. Like, ooh, my son is intelligent. He's thinking there. It was very good. Yeah, I would never have thought about it. I've actually never thought about making a vow to God as bribery. But when you said that, like, oh, it's bribery, and what you've explained now, that makes sense. However, making a vow to God is not bribery. It's different things. Because one, yeah, like bribery, the motive behind is corruption. The motive behind is illegal. You're trying to get stuff. You're trying to make someone do stuff, influence their decisions so that they can do something for you. Say, yes, that's bribery. Making a vow to God is making a sacrifice or a promise to God. You acknowledge who God is. You know God is the one who can help you. You know God is almighty. He's all-knowing. Yeah? You know He's God.
Yeah.
And He has the whole world. So you're saying, God, I'm making this sacrifice to you. I'm making this promise to you. Please do this XYZ for me. Yeah. And as a Christian, you're meant to keep your vow. So it's not something you just say recklessly. Not something you just say, oh, God, if you do this, I'm going to do this for you, without thinking. Every vow must have a purpose. Why am I making this vow? Why am I doing this? Why do I want to make this promise to God? I think you have to think about it. Like I say, you have to think about it. Yeah. Then you will say it to God. And you must keep it. If you don't keep it, God regards you as a fool. Oh. Yes, that's what it says in the Bible, the Ecclesiastes. We don't make it says it's better you don't make a vow than make a vow and don't pay it. You also need to know as well, like making vows to God is biblical. It's in the Bible. You're a Christian. You're following the example of Christ and following the things that are written in the Bible. Yeah, I'm gonna give you two examples of someone who made a vow to God, kept it. And someone who also made a vow without really thinking very well before they made the vow. Yeah? So
I think I know which one it is.
Right, so the one, you know Hannah, yeah?
Yeah.
Who's Hannah?
Samuel's mom.
Yeah, so Samuel's mom. So Hannah had no child. She was frustrated, she was sad, very sad. Hannah's husband had another wife. That one had children. So you can imagine, others making fun of her, always mocking her. So she would pray, she would cry to God. And in one of the times she was praying, she made a vow to God. I'm just going to read it. It's in 1 Samuel 1, verse 11. She made a vow saying, O Lord of hosts, if you will indeed look on my affliction, on the affliction of your maidservant, and remember and not forget your maidservant, but we give your maidservant a son, then I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life. A razor shall never touch his head. That's her vow to God. And she had a baby. She kept her promise. She went to dedicate the baby to the Lord. And you know, that's how Samuel was not living with Eli, the priest. So she actually gave Samuel to the Lord. So she made a vow like, God, do this for me and I will do this for you. And she kept the promise. And do you know what happened? down the story, she had 5 other children afterwards, 3 boys and 2 girls. You see, she made a vow to God. God honored her vow, gave her a son, and God gave her more. So in the Bible, vows open doors for us when we make a vow to God and we keep it. Now, I'm going to give another example. Jephthah in the Bible, he was one of the judges, the children of the Israelites, and then was going to war, and was like, oh God, if you make me win this battle, when I come back home, anybody, the first thing that welcomes me, I'm going to give them to you.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Exactly. And then he went, God made him victorious, he won. And then when he came back home, guess who was the first person that welcomed him?
His wife?
And not his wife, his child, his only child.
Oh, so now he was just by himself.
So now he has to give the child, he had to sacrifice that child. I'm sure he was probably thinking, if I come back home, maybe my dog or something will welcome me first. I don't know why he was thinking was going to welcome him first. And I'm sure it was maybe he didn't think it was a human that's going to welcome him first or something, you know. But then, see what happened. So think about it. You're not under any obligation to make a vow. You must. When I was saying, I was just teaching you, just try to think about it. Like, you could do this, you could do that. Just trying to make you understand. I'm not saying you must do it. And before you make any vow, you need to think, why am I making this vow? What's the motive? Remember, bribery, you're trying to manipulate, you're trying to be corrupt and illegal, you're trying to influence a decision by doing something really illegal to get favor. And that's why bribery is a crime, because it's illegal. But vow, on the other hand, you're making a sacrifice and a promise to God to say, God, if you do this, I'm going to do this for you. Because you acknowledge who God is. Yeah? So that's the difference. Do you understand it now?
Yes.
Good. Right, so have you ever thought that making a vow to God is bribery? Because I never thought of that. Let me know in the comment section. And after watching this video, do you still think that making a vow to God is bribe? I don't know, just engage us in the comment section. Tell us, what do you think about this video? What do you think about it really? Bribery, vows to God, are they the same thing? Let us know in the comment section. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Right, and that's it. And I'll see you next week Wednesday. If this video is blessed you, give it a like, share someone that I think going to bless as well. And if you haven't subscribed, what do you tell them, Rilla?
There's no time to waste. Just subscribe.
Just do it right now. Just do it. Oh, man, God bless you. Bye. Thank you, Rilla.
Thank you, Ori. Bye.
Bye.